What's up, everyone? Welcome to Cracker Season 4. I got some packages. Cool. Want to talk about a few things as well. Um, some things I've been neglecting. One of them is the show Arrow. Friggin' love it. Second season's been awesome. Especially last Wednesday. Well, now it's Saturday, so yeah, Wednesday. Where they mentioned a certain... Well, they didn't mention him, but stuff revolving around a certain crusader. Um, very cool. It is kind of funny how they made... most people have seen her already, the Black Canary, almost like Mockingbird. But they did give her a way around her sonic scream, which is pretty cool. Excuse me. And another show besides The Walking Dead that I'm loving, which everyone keeps asking my friends, like, oh, what team are you on Walking Dead? Are you Team Rick or you Team Carol? This team crap's ridiculous, and of course I'd probably pick Rick because it's got the same name as I do, but I think they both have good points. They both have their reasons, and they're both pretty damn good reasons. So, and of course, like in the zombie apocalypse, there aren't really any rules if you think about it. I mean, there's no government, and rules are just a bunch of words anyway. Uh, but anyway, the other one show that I've been loving is Sleepy Hollow. I think that's just an awesome show. I loved the book when I was a kid, and it's just a cool show to watch. I'm enjoying it, especially. I couldn't figure out like how they were going to get around the whole headless horseman kind of thing, like how it was, because if it was just him all the time, I don't think it would do that well. But the way they're doing is really cool. Um, but yeah, let me show you the packages and answer some questions that my friend had asked. My friends always seem to ask. And I know, how did they ask questions about this stuff if you don't put up the video right away? Usually show my friends a lot of my stuff or tell about my stuff before I even make the video, so that's usually how it goes. But um, these things I got really pretty damn cheap considering what they are and what the condition they're in. This thing I'm going to show you came as a 2-pack for $1. I got 2 of these masks for $1, and it was $2 shipping. So for $3 is pretty good. For my other videos I've been mentioning, I've been trying to make an 80s room, which is going to have to be a to be continued because no house, no 80s room, you know. So it's going to have to wait. But I gotten these extremely cheap, and they're pretty sturdy, considering. But they're Predator masks. It's pretty cool. This is a silver one that's got these little bolts you put in around the up here kind of horns thing. You got that one, and they gave me a gold one in there. There's a 2-pack, which it's got tons of foam on it. But they're pretty sturdy. Not bad for $1 for both, and then $2 shipping. So for $3, I got some kick-ass masks for the room. Now on to some really cool stuff besides that. These things I'm going to show you, they're comics, so you know. But I got them really cheap, especially considering the condition they're in. Very impressed that that I got these as cheap as I did. Some of these I've been seeing going for, you know, insane amount of money. This one, the lowest I've ever seen this one go for was I think like $30. Actually, no, I've seen it probably 15, but that was in really crap shape compared to this. This is Uncanny X-Men number 122, and I got this for $1, $1. And the only real problem with it is it's got a little bit of like a, you can't see it too well, but you can kind of see like a little bit of a crack or crease, something like that right around here. But for $1, damn. A little bit faded, but other than that, I mean, it's not in bad shape. The guy said good negative, but this, I went through it, it's better shape than, oh, it's got a little bit of crease down here too. But it's still better than that, I think. I got this one and this next one together, $1 a piece, Uncanny X-Men number 123. And this is in pretty damn good shape too, considering. Yeah, it's got a little bit of, again, kind of like a crease thing up here, and some little spine wear here and there, and it kind of looks like someone tried to burn it, or it almost got burnt. But hey, you know what? Everything else is intact. The book isn't, you know, crappy staples. It's all together. And these, I got the same seller, $1 a piece. That's nuts. Like I said, I've seen this one go for in the 90s and the hundreds in great shape. I've seen this one go for a lot of money. For $1 a piece, that's just insane. And it was, I think it was $3 shipping. All right, so for $5, I got some kick-ass 2 old Uncanny X-Men books. Now, this one is one that I've wanted for a long time, and it's just been way out of my range for a while. But this next book I'm going to show you, I'm impressed that I got it. It does have some damage, but not as crazy as I thought it was going to be. It looked a lot worse than it is on the screen when I looked at it when I bought it. But for the price that I got it for, I can't complain, especially for what it is. And the sick thing is, I'm a huge fan of this character, and I know how he died, but I've never read the story how he died. Like I've seen, stuff like that, but I've never actually read this particular story. And like I said, for the price that I got it, I'll tell you in a second. But this is just insane. Amazing Spider-Man number 122, The Death of the Green Goblin. Finally got the damn thing. Now, this thing is going, the cheapest I've ever seen it go for, in like really crap condition, is like $80. And that's like really, really bad condition, like, ripped up cover and all this stuff. Basically, what's wrong with, basically what's really wrong with this, it's got, apparently somebody must have had tape and peeled off the tape up there, so it's got some definite cover wear. And it's got a little bit of spine damage right near where Spidey's feet is, his arm. So, but other than that, the staples are intact. There's no other problems with the cover other than that green sticker doesn't. That's on the bag, not the actual thing. But I went through it. It's pretty damn good. Now for the price that I paid, like I said, I've been seeing these go in worse shape than this. For the cheapest I've seen is $80. I paid $20 for this. $20 for a pretty damn good shape. The guy said it was a good negative, which I'd probably say it's probably a good, maybe even a very good, but I doubt very good. It's probably in the good range. But you know what? I don't even care. I don't even care. I spent $20 on this thing. I sniped somebody. I usually feel bad when I do that, but this book, it started at 99 cents, and it was going up, and I'm like, I kept looking at it, and I'm like, it's not that bad shape, and the guy, listed everything wrong with it, and I'm like, all right, and it was $5 shipping, so $25 basically. But I kept looking at it. I'm like, this is going to go through the roof. I'm never going to be able to get this. And I told my fiance, this is, like I said, one of the things that I spent a lot of money on. Well, not a lot, but when you put everything together, it's a lot of money. And I was like, if this doesn't go any past this point, I was like, maybe I can get it. And I'm sitting there waiting, and of course the thing ended at 1 in the morning, so I'm kind of nocturnal from time to time. So I waited, and it was up to $18 at it ended at 1. It was around 12:45. It went up to $18, and I'm like, this thing's just gonna go through the roof. And I'm waiting and waiting, and I put in a bid for $40. But I waited. Waited to the last possible second. Threw in a bid for 40, and I just saw the bid start going like this, and I'm like, oh my god! I was like, it's gonna go way past it. Got up to 20, and just as it hit 20, it ended, and I'm like, oh my god. Because I saw it, it literally was like, just, I'm like, holy shit. And it was like multiple people. I'm just amazed that, like I said, I got it for so damn cheap. $20, $5 shipping, $25. Like I said, it's in kind of rough shape, the cover, but everything's intact, and that's, I can't stop talking about this, because this is one of the ones I've been wanting for a long time. This is definitely one of the harder ones to get for Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man anyway. It's this one, number 121, The Death of Gwen Stacy, which I'm still on the lookout for a cheap one anyway. And of course, 129 is the first Punisher. That's another tough one. Usually anything below the hundreds is like going pretty expensive now. Anything above the hundreds is kind of iffy, except for these specific issues. 121, 122, 129. I think like 135 is another one starting to get up there. It's the second appearance of the Punisher. But I've been, I dig around. And now the question, like I've said this billions of times, but I don't mind answering it because I like questions. My friend keeps asking me, how the hell do I get things so damn cheap? I'm gonna tell you the secrets here. Well, besides sniping, that's what a lot of people do. I get that happen to me all the time, so I'm upset, but I'm not too upset when I do it to people, because I'm like, you know what? I'm not ruining your dreams. I'm just trying to get my stuff here, trying to fulfill mine, I guess. But what do I do? How do I get stuff so cheap? One is pure luck from time to time. I don't have luck, excuse me, with anything else, but this from time to time. Not always. Doesn't always happen. It just, on the rare occasion, it comes through. And the other thing is, I wait. I wait a long time, and I go through, like, say you type in Amazing Spider-Man 122, right? and it has, you'll see the first 10. Uh, you got the column going down with all the people that are selling, and then on the bottom you have the numbers going across with, and there could be hundreds of pages to go through, and I'll go through them all. That's the difference between me and a lot of people, is that most people, my friend even said, he's like, I go to the 10th page and then I'm done. I'll go through them all until I find something that's in somewhat of the range that I'm looking for. That, and I'll wait and I'll wait and I'll wait and I'll wait, and that's sometimes is like its own worst enemy, because sometimes you wait too long and it's gone, or you forget about it or whatever. And I'll wait, and then another one might pop up even cheaper or in better condition, and I just keep going that way. That's what I do. That's all I do, is I wait, and sometimes I have luck. I don't have luck with anything else. Like I said, I guess you got to have luck on something, and sometimes I have it with this. But that's insane, and I'm not complaining. A lot of people are like, oh, it's not in that great condition. I don't care. It's it helps my collection, number one, because I'm trying to, mention a dozen times, trying to fill up Amazing Spider-Man, trying to get the whole run, which is expensive. As Hippies Collectibles damn well knows, when you get to the lower numbers, you're going to be paying through the nose, through the teeth, through the nose, however you want to say it. But sometimes, just sometimes, you can get stuff that are, it's not the best of shape, but again, it all depends on what you want to do. This doesn't bother me. If it was like, if the cover was ripped in half, then I'm kind of iffy. If the staples aren't together, then I'm iffy. I won't really go for it, no matter how cheap it is. The book has to be intact. That's the way I go. It's got to be, have the staples have to be in there so you can kind of go through it, and the cover can't be too damaged. And usually I don't like missing stuff, like missing pages or something like that, because a lot of the older books, they're missing the Marvel stamp, which kind of gets me. But I do have a couple books that are like that, so it's kind of your own judgment, I guess. Like sometimes, if I had known about it, I wouldn't have went for it. But if I don't know about it and I get it, I'm like, what are you gonna do? But so yeah, that's pretty much it. That hopefully answers my friend's questions. And like I said, these two old X-Men books for $1 a piece, and this was 20. I'm still in shock that I got it for as cheap as I did, and I can't wait to read it. I really can't. Well, actually, all three of them I can't wait to read. But the Green Goblin, like I said, he's my favorite villain, and I knew how he died. Like, I know how it happens. I just never read the story how it went, around. And now I get my chance. I never got the Marvel Tales. I was gonna buy it a couple of times, and I'm like, the hell with it. I'll just wait till I get the thing. And then this kept skyrocketing, and I'm like, I'm never gonna get this thing at all. Especially now with the new Spider-Man coming around, the movie. Anything that's based now on the movie, well, from the comic and the movie, it goes insanely through the roof. Like I said, look at the Rhino. The first appearance of the Rhino. First appearance of Electro. Death of Gwen Stacy. It's insane. But anyway, that's enough of me rambling. I have stuff that I have to get done today. I got a lot of packing I have to do. It was November 9th, 2013. And yeah, I got to get everything packed. Well, not right away, but I'm trying to get little by little done. My fiance and I still don't know what's going to go on. We don't know where we're moving to. If worse comes to worse, we're going to have to move with my future mother-in-law again, because we just don't know what's going on. We tried to get, I've mentioned we're trying to rent an apartment now, but it's the problems with that. You have to have 3 times the rent to rent an apartment, which is a bunch of bullshit. I mean, we have enough money to cover the apartment for at least 2 years, but it has to be 3 years, so it's kind of annoying. And now my fiance is trying, somebody she works with told her about this company that's supposed to guarantee to get you a full-time job, and so she's going to them. She tried to get a hold of them. She can't. They're all out of the office. So she's a little pissed off. This has been all week. She's been trying to get a hold of this guy that's supposed to guarantee being able to get you a full-time job. Because according to the real estate people, if my fiance has an offer letter for a full-time job, she'll automatically be eligible for like a $130,000 loan, mortgage, or something like that, because they want full-time jobs. Even if she's got 2 part-time jobs that equal more than a full-time job, they won't give her anything. I think we got screwed. We got down to $45,000 because it was 2 part-time jobs, and they're only allowed to use 1. Even it's so total bullshit. It's like all this red tape garbage. My fiance's like, oh, it really is just complete bullshit. That's the best way I can say it. And, I apologize, but it's true. I mean, we have the money to afford the mortgage. We have the money to afford our bills, but we can't get anywhere because it's not on paper that she has a full-time job or whatever it is. It's just really bullshit. So we're packing our stuff. Basically, what's going to happen is that if she, like I said, if she gets on the phone with this guy and he's able to find her a full-time job, and she gets the letter, then we're actually going to try to rush like a madman or whatever and try to get a house instead of renting. But we have to wait and see, and that's what sucks the most is that I'm gonna hopefully everything packed by the end of November, middle of December, because the end of December we have to leave. And worst comes to worst, we're gonna have to get a storage thing and put all our stuff in there and move in with her mom. So see what happens. But at least I got some comics to keep me company, and very, very cool. Very excited. But anyway, I've rambled on enough. Thanks everyone for watching. Appreciate it. I know the videos take forever to put out, but just the way YouTube and it's not really YouTube's problem, it's this friggin' internet service I have. Time Warner Cable blows ass. But anyway, thanks for watching. And it's not the size of your man cave that matters, it's what you have in it. And now, I finally have the Death of the Green Goblin in my collection. Yes! Later.